I was really intrigued to make something that felt like a romantic version of the Romeo and Juliet you see. We've all seen it hundreds of times, and it's always the same and it's very pretty. But I didn't want something that was pretty, but I wanted something that was a bit more punky, a bit more kind of alive, and yet at the same time I wanted to try and pull things together. I have something that fused the kind of romanticism of the play, like the balcony scene, with something that was more hard-hitting and violent and bloody and a bit modern and horrible. And it started to take me to kind of looking at the modern bands, like for instance the Libertines and Baby Shambles and that kind of thing. They're amazing. They're kind of like the modern day dandies, I suppose. They've found this aesthetic, found this kind of look, which is almost historical. It's almost Edwardian in their quality. They're wearing bowler hats and they're wearing trilbies and weird kind of pinstripe suits mixed with t-shirts and cardigans and skinny jeans, and it looks great. Everyone looks fantastic in that kind of clothing. But it also it's again that kind of quality of mixing and matching from all different periods. Something that Shakespeare is very keen on, and that's what I wanted to do, to combine the contemporary with the old-fashioned. So we've got bits of 1950s, we've got bits of 1960s. In the older generation, for instance, the Nurse, I'm using kind of a 1940s, 50s aesthetic. In Lady Capulet, I'm using a 60s aesthetic, and I suppose also in a way for Lady Montague. So there's a Jackie Onassis kind of quality about it. Well, in the Montagues, they're a very well-bred family. I'd say they are typically kind of what you'd call British public school. So pinstripe suits, ex-bankers without any ability to communicate their emotions to one another in many ways. The Capulets on the other side are a lot more chav. They're kind of like like an East End gangster kind of quality. So their money is a new money, and everything is slightly OTT. It's slightly naff in places. It's really just turned up too much. So it's a bit glossy. It's a bit kind of footballer's wife kind of quality about everything. The colourings, everything is very muted. We've got a lot of black and white going on. And then how, for instance, at Sin City, everything is stripped back and then you get kind of strong red, or you'll get strong yellow. And it's almost like at that point the contrast levels have been turned and everything is really pushed and saturated. So in terms of colour, the costumes have got that kind of quality about them. Occasionally we really punch out with something, which allows, for instance, blood to be so important. So when you see it, you really see it.